when you develop these muscle groups, you'll finally look somewhat scary and powerful. Now, I don't mean scary in the sense that when people see you, their heart starts racing, you become this monster and everyone runs away from you and no one wants to speak to you. No. But these muscle groups will make you look scary to the point where you will actually gain people's respect. And respect is exactly what you need to finally stop being a victim. I know this to be true because all of my school years, I was the biggest victim. Amongst my friends, I was the one catching strays. If someone had a joke to say, it was never directed to anyone else in the friend group, but always came my way. I was always on the receiving end of violation. And it got even worse after the school day when you'd go home and you start catching strays on Snapchat. Snapchat group chats were dangerous, bro. Them type of shits would break you as a 15-year-old guy. Like, you post something on Instagram and it'll get sent into the group chat and everyone's putting laughing faces and everyone's taking the piss out of you and you don't know what's being said behind closed doors. I was a victim. And that's simply because people didn't respect me back then. Now, granted, we were school kids, so there's a bit of leeway there. But now that I've grown up, developed the exact muscle groups I'm gonna teach you in this video, I'm not a victim anymore. I'm not on the receiving end of violations. Like, it's not me anymore, bro. It's either me dishing it out, which I don't do because I'm not a bully, or it's someone else catching it. And it's always the person that's not respected catching it. Keep an eye out in your life. You'll always see the person who isn't respected is always the one getting the piss taken out. Number one, arms. As meme-ish as it sounds, I know it sounds like the classic gym bro recommendation, oh, just build your arms. But the thing about arms is that they're always on show and no one can dispute that. Even in the UK, your arms are always visible to other people. And all it takes is for you to carry like a box of a 5 kilo box of screws. Like, I don't know, just a random example. All it takes is for you to just carry one little item and next thing you know, let me show you that. Next thing you know, your arm is bent at a 90-degree angle, bicep popping, tricep popping, and you're there like, you know, you're carrying it and now everyone can see your arms. And if you're lucky, if you got veins as well, everyone will see your bicep vein. And automatically people know you ain't a bitch. You've been in the gym, you've put in the work for weeks upon weeks, you're disciplined, and they know that, listen, this guy works out, I respect him. And it's funny because people don't think this consciously. They don't think to themselves, oh, he's got big arms, oh, he must work out, I respect him. It's just human instincts, that's just natural. And maybe it's only a guy's thing, but when a guy sees another guy who's jacked, within seconds, like literal milliseconds, he thinks like, yeah, I respect him, he's got something about himself. And it's one of those things where I can't really explain why that happens. I don't know the exact words in the English dictionary to put in a coherent order for you to understand it, but you just know it's true. If you're a guy watching this, you just know it's true. When you see someone who's jacked, you just know that you think like, yeah, him. Now the tricep makes up 2/3 of the arm, so it's important to make sure that the tricep isn't lagging. And if you want to know how to do that, I made a whole video on how to grow your arms. All you have to do is watch that video after, click my little channel logo, scroll down, not even scroll down, it'll be right there. Watch the video on how to grow your arms because arms are damn fucking important. Number 2, shoulders. Shoulders contribute to your width. The bigger your shoulders are, the wider your upper body looks. And a wide upper body is just manly. This is how you look scary and powerful, and this is how you gain respect. Because I want you to think for a second of that nerd you know from school, that guy who was an absolute nerd, who was a bitch, who you didn't respect, or maybe even that teacher that was an absolute bitch that always caught violation in classes. Just think about their build for a second. Guaranteed they don't have a broad frame. The bigger the distance from one shoulder blade to another, the manlier you look, the scarier you look, and the more respect you get. Because all those guys that are nerds, all those guys that you don't respect, they're all built like this, like they're all skinny in the upper body and their upper frame, it's not wide and it doesn't assert any sort of presence or dominance. Getting wider shoulders will also roll up your sleeves naturally, which means that when your sleeves roll up and sit higher on your arm, more of your arm is in show. So now the shoulders and the arms, getting them jacked will complement each other and will complement you finally getting some respect. Now I recommend you work on lateral raises. I know this sounds like the ultimate gym bro advice, but the thing with the lateral raises for your side part of the shoulder, this part can often be underdeveloped or forgotten about. The front of the shoulder is covered with bench pressing. And ain't no guy out there who's not bench pressing, right? Everyone's pressing. So the front part is covered. The rear part is covered with your back, but the side part can often be forgotten, which is why I recommend you prioritize lateral raises to make sure that your lateral head of the shoulder, the part that really helps with the width, is nicely developed. Now, of course, vertical pressing will develop it as well, but even then, vertical pressing is still front shoulder predominant, or anterior head if I'm using the correct scientific term, right? So even if when you do your vertical press, yes, you are working the lateral side, but it's sort of a secondary muscle to the anterior head. So if you were to only focus on one and only prioritize one head of the shoulder, make it the lateral head, do your lateral raises, whether it's dumbbells, cuffs, cables, doesn't matter, get fucking wide. Now, of course, if you motherfuckers are struggling to do that, you don't know what exercise to do, in what order, and on which day of the week, I've got my free program. Yes, completely free, no $10.99 charge or anything. That comes with a free coaching call. So if you wanna hop on a call with me, get to know me better, and allow me to help you build your dream physique for completely free in a 20 to 30 minute call, all you have to do is click the first link in the description for completely free. We'll hop on a call, get to know each other, and you also get my program. Now, we've just talked about shoulders, and I've told you can get the free program. Shoulders also complements upper back width, and this is the third muscle group. Having a big upper back will help with the upper frame getting wider, which is why when you grow your shoulders, primarily the lateral head, in addition to growing your upper back, you just get so wide that you won't even fit through doors anymore. But even then, we can take it one step further and really focus in on the traps. Now, the traps are a big muscle group that take up a large part of the human body. But the thing with the traps is when we really focus on the traps, it helps us get bigger upper traps, the part that's visible from the front. And everyone knows that traps are manly. Everyone just knows that a guy who has traps is more manly than a guy who doesn't. This is why when we see females with traps, we kind of think like, oh, that's a bit manly. There's just something unexplainable about big upper traps that just makes you look like a man. This is what's gonna command your respect. If you don't believe me, just think back to that nerd I told you to think about from school. Look at his traps. Think about how he sits over his computer hunched up like this. He's got no traps, no shoulders, no arms. You just don't respect him. Lastly, the neck. Now, the neck complements the traps and the upper back very well because similarly to the arms, the neck is always on show. You always see someone's face and you always see a bit of their neck. Now, what's good about the neck is that it's very easily grown. 8 weeks of training your neck twice a week using the neck curl. I burp in every video, you know, and it's actually becoming a little bit of a trend to not edit the burping out. So I think I've got to keep it in now, right? Cool, like I was saying, the neck is very easy to grow. All you need is 8 weeks of training it twice in a row, and it's very easy to maintain. Once you've grown the neck, as long as you train your back properly, especially the upper back, especially the traps, your neck size will just maintain because it's all linked. The neck is linked to the traps and the upper back to some degree. So it's a very good way to maintain your neck size just by training your back. Just think of that nerd again. Does he have a thick neck or a pencil neck? Which one is more manly? Which one would you respect more? Which one shows strength more? Now, what about legs? I haven't mentioned any lower body in this video. That's not to say you should skip legs, but in day-to-day life, in random scenarios such as being in Morrison's, in random scenarios such as walking down the street, in random scenarios such as being at work, there's gonna be more of your upper body on show simply because that's where the face is. People look at the face, people look at the eyes, then they're gonna see the upper body. No one's gonna speak to you looking like this at your quads thinking, oh damn, that guy definitely squats 3 plates. No. So I'm not telling you to skip legs. And do not use this video as a reason to skip legs. Don't think like, oh, I remember watching that one curly hair guy on YouTube with a shit beard who told me that, legs don't make me look more manly, so I'm not gonna train legs. You need legs. Do not skip legs. But the truth is, when we look at the facts, the only time your legs will help you look more manly is if you live by a beach and like you're in shorts 24/7, if you live in a hot country, or when you're at the gym, training in shorts and squatting a lot of weight. Now, in a scenario like that, in the gym, no one takes a piss out of you in the gym. No one's gonna disrespect you in the gym. So the gym isn't really a place where you need to sort of command respect. Whereas in day-to-day life, in these random scenarios, that's when you need to command the respect from other people that don't know you. And the truth is, they ain't gonna be looking at your legs. They look at your upper body, they look at your arms, your shoulders, your traps, your neck, all these places first, and they use that to make their assumption about you. That's why I think the legs won't contribute to you looking more manly or scary or more powerful or gaining respect in day-to-day life. Bro, like I keep mentioning, grab my free program and hop on a free coaching call with me by clicking the first link in the description. All you have to do is just click on it, book a time slot you want to chat to me, and I'll send you the Zoom link. We'll hop on Zoom or any platform of your choice. We'll get to know each other and I'll help you build your dream physique for completely free. All you have to do is click the first link down below. Don't forget the program as well. Let me know what you thought of this video. Like I always say, if I'm on your screen right now, then I've kept your interest somehow. Thank you for watching this video, bro. Catch you in the next one. Love you.